Okay, Mike, I'm going to do a video on this bike so I can explain it to you without having to see you in person. As you can see, there's just little scratches and blemishes on this bike. There's no road rash of sorts to this thing. And you can see the tires are have a lot of rubber on them, but they do have, I don't think you can even see. Yeah, you can see there's some surface cracks here on that front tire. The back one is the same. That's a Continental in the front. And you can see the blemishes on the fairing. They're not cracks or breaks on it at all. And the same thing with the tank. It's in keeping with a bike that's been around for 40 plus years. The instrumentation and the rest of it are in great shape. It does have a crack here in the windscreen. That's readily and easily replaced if you do decide to do that. And what I had told you before is you can see the actual rubbers here. Again, these are easy to replace, but they are cracked on both sides. The tank has been resealed. And it's had a complete tune-up and service. Outside of that, there's no rust on the bike. It's in really nice shape from that standpoint. You can see again here, little blemishes in the paint. You can see the rear tire still has a lot of tread, but again, this tire, I'm not sure you can see very well. This doesn't have very many. Have really very, very small surface cracks in it. And you can see here there's a stain on the pipe. Again, they're not rusted at all, and they're in good mechanical and physical condition. So let me start this thing up for you. Fuel is on. Choke is on, ignition. Choke doesn't like being on all the way in this heat. All the lights, turn signals work. Horn. Tail light. Turn the choke off and it'll idle down to below 1,000 RPM. The light will come on for the charging light because anything below 1,000 RPM, it's not putting a full charge on, so you'll see that. And it'll idle about 1,000 RPM when it's warmed up. So you'll see there's a generator light. That'll come on when the engine RPM goes below 1,000 RPM. There's nothing wrong with the charging system. That's just standard for BMW. It goes above 1,000 RPM and it'll come off. And it'll stay off once it's at about 1,000 or 1,100 RPM. So that's about as much about the bike. And also, when you do want to take the seat open, there's a button here. You push down on the seat a little bit, it releases, and there is a compartment here with the owner's manual, and there's another compartment here in the front where you can store things as well. And it has a storage container in the back. I do realize that these bikes didn't come with the tray, which normally would have fit here on the earlier models. This became the later model tray for this bike. So, I think that's about the extent of information I could give you at this point. And if you have any other questions, you'll feel free to give me a call.